What's up, guys? Fear here, and today we are having another battle report featuring Tikanen from the Warmachine Australia Discord channel. So we are just playing a casual league, and we'll get back to you right after the intro. We are playing at the Australian Super Happy Fun League for March of 2026. And let's start with my opponent's list. So Tikanen is bringing Winter Guard with Captain Ilyari Borisyuk, a Direwolf with Shield Guard, Ice Hammer, and Heavy Chain Gun, Great Bear with Aggressive, Battle Mace, and Dozer. For his solos, he has a Battle Mechanic, a Magizem Zaria Volkova, a Winter Guard Corps Officer. For his units, he has a unit of Arcanist, Shock Trooper Gunners, and a unit of Winter Corps Snipers with the Winter Corps Hunting Dog attachment. For his cards, he is bringing Blessing of the Gods, Duck and Cover, Hit and Run, Lucky Penny, and Old Faithful. I can't say much for why or how Tikanen's thought process were done using this list. I'm relatively new, but after fighting this list, I can tell it is a very, very strong shooting list. I was absolutely decimated by his combos. You will see in a while. Let's get on to my list. So I am bringing Hazaroth with Israfil and Spectre for his battle group. I am also bringing a Veilless Hand of Mourning, Dreadguard Cavalry, Soulless Blade Masters, and Seeker Warden. For my cards, I am running Careful Reconnaissance, Duck and Cover, Hit and Run, Lucky Penny, and Old Faithful. So first, right off the bat, I know veteran Dusk players will hate my list, and that's my fault. I have not actually done a lot of research regarding this list. I was putting it up because I liked the model. I have it. If you can see it in my video last week, I just unboxed it. So I'm pretty happy with trying to play with stuff that I have. So my initial thought with this list is that Hazaroth is a Jackcaster, and I'm going to give you a hot take right now. He's not. He's more of an infantry caster. So I know my mistake lied in being railroaded into thinking that Hazaroth was a Jackcaster, and you will see a lot of play mistakes while the game goes on. So initially, what my thought was I'd be able to use the feat, heal my jacks, give them 3 focus without having Arcanists of my own, be able to try and sustain in an attrition battle with my jacks, and then the Soulless Blade Masters would be there to flank whatever the warjack is swinging at, and ideally be able to bring it down or bring the target down should the Blade Masters be able to contribute to the fight. And here's my first mistake, I'll reveal it now. While reading Hazaroth's Invocations of Dust ability, I actually misread it and thought that I could revive Soulless Blade Masters, but with Invocations of Dust, that the rules are right on the screen right now, but with Invocations of Dust, it actually says that it has to be an undead. So I was misreading Soulless as undead, so that breaks synergy for this entire list. I could have actually just replaced them with the Soulless, what do you call that, Slayers, and this list would be much, much better, I believe. But yeah, so the Dreadguard Cavalry are there as an additional support, ideally to pick off his infantry, especially with their tail attacks, getting extra boosted damage. Oh, not extra boosted damage, but an extra die attacking living enemy models. And the Seeker Warden ideally was there to try and give stealth to the Soulless Blade Masters, to try and give them a bit of survivability against ranged attacks. But if you've seen Tikanen's list, there's a lot of ways where he can ignore stealth. So right off the bat, list-wise, I'm already on the back foot. So let's get on to deployment. Today we are playing the First Blood scenario from the Tales from the Frontline rules packet, and we have battlefield conditions and strategic advantage active. So for the battlefield conditions, we have falling debris, which says, during this scenario, if a model ends their activation within 1 inch of an obstruction terrain features, roll a d6. On a result of 1 or 2, the model suffers a POW 10 damage roll. And I believe we have 2 obstructions in this particular map. We also have strategic plans as mentioned, and we rolled off only on the basic advantage table, not the tactical gambit. So I rolled a number 3, which is a counter reconnaissance, and it says, at the start of your opponent's deployment, choose a model/unit with advanced deployment. That model/unit loses advanced deployment. My opponent also rolled a 5, which is secure approach, and it says, after you have deployed, choose a friendly unit. This unit gains the shield wall special rule until the end of the defender's second turn. Shield wall says, while this model is base to base with 1 or more models in its unit, it gains +2 arm and cannot be knocked down. So let's go on to the actual deployment. We rolled off. I managed to win the deployment, and I believe this is my first mistake of the game. One key thing I have to remember, or had to remember, is it's one of my first games for Mark IV, and I don't know a lot of the current meta. I don't know, or I don't even have experience with Winter Corps at the moment. So I should have decided to play second so that I could see where my opponent was planning to deploy, ask more questions, and counter deployed properly. But I didn't do that and decided to go first, and this is how I deployed. I deployed my Dreadguard cavalry on my left flank, with Kallys supporting from behind. In the middle, I have Hazaroth, smack dab, to try and cover everybody with his feet. And then right next to Hazaroth on his right is Spectre, and finally closing off my right flank is Israfil. I did have a surprising new information, is that the Soulless Blade Masters actually have advanced deploy. So please ignore the Seeker Warden right behind Israfil and Spectre there. But yeah, my logic was the 50 mil objective was on the right-hand side of the field, so I could try and steal it with Israfil and Spectre. I have Hazaroth to support, and then the 40 mil was on the left side of the field, so I could use my Dreadguard cavalry to try and steal that. I was assuming that whatever Tekanan deploys with most of his infantry, the Dreadguard cavalry could handle. However, I did not realize, or I realized later, that Tekanan's list is a heavy shooty list, and that is bad for my big boys. So let's move on to his deployment. Tekanan's deployment from left to right is the Winter Guard snipers on his main left, followed by the Arcanists. Next to the Arcanist on the first layer of his deployment is Volkova. Behind is the Battle Mechanic. And then you see the Direwolf. Below the Direwolf is the Winter Guard Officer. In the middle of his field is Borisyuk. And then right next to Borisyuk is the Great Bear. And finally, off to the right are the Winter Guard Shock Troopers, if I remember the name correctly. For my AD, I just put the Soulless Blade Masters right in front of both warjacks. So again, this is another play mistake. I assumed that I could recover them thanks to Hazaroth's passive, but that's not how it works. So I played them too carelessly. My main logic here was supposedly I could use them to gum up the field, recover them in a different turn, and then once the jacks are set up, they will be more effective thanks to flank warjack. And Tekanan does not have AD because of careful reconnaissance, so that was good for me. That's why his Winter Corps snipers have been deployed on the left flank. I believe without that, he would be right behind the wall.
Dusk, turn 1.
My turn 1 starts, and Hazaroth apparitions 2 inches a little bit to the south, and then Spectre does the same, trying to opening up a run or charge lane for himself. So my turn officially begins. Hazaroth generates 7 focus, and both my jacks generate 1. I move up Hazaroth 7 inches. I should have actually ran. I forgot that I could cast spells, then run. And I believe I only cast Escort this turn to try and gain additional speed for my warjacks. So once I actually finalize where I want Hazaroth to end, although I think I played too conservatively here, I move on to my Spectre. And it just runs up the board, I believe 13 inches with escort active. So I move it up the board and try to estimate the safest place where I won't get shot. I then activate the Soulless Blade Masters and run them up between the Storm Forest and the Obstacle. My reasoning here is I had to put both of my warjacks on the 15 mil objective because those are the only 2 that could score. And I was hoping to be able to use the flank warjack from the Soulless Blade Masters in order to try and secure that side. And I realized that, like I said, there's no synergy here. I was trying to keep them within 10 of Hazaroth to try and revive them, but apparently Hazaroth's ability only revives undead, as I mentioned, and soulless are not undead. So I have already made the key mistake right here in this stage of the game. And I do try to measure the safe range that I won't be swung at. And here you see I actually forget the Seeker Adept. That's another crucial mistake, as I realized that I could have just moved them up and then used stealth if I really wanted to protect the board. I also move Israfil right between the Soulless. And as I mentioned, that's to try and secure the board, maximize flank warjack. And this is when I remember that the Seeker Adept should be attached to the Soulless Blade Master. So we just teleport him within 2 inches of the rest of the team. I then activate the Dreadguard Cavalry and just run them up the board 13 inches. And then I have a mistake. I have to be honest. I was assuming that I could actually use sprint after running, but it's been years since I actually used, sorry, not sprint, reposition. So it's been years since I actually used reposition. And I thought that after running 13, I could take another 3-inch repo move. So I'll put it up on the screen just in case there are newbies wanting to do something similar. If you run, you cannot reposition. So you gotta take that in mind. Don't make my mistake. So a lot of my plans were already derailed just from my first turn alone. And then finally, I activate Bayless, and she just runs up the board 11 inches, passing through the forest thanks to her Pathfinder. Ideally, she is there to try and heal my Dreadguard should they be shot. But with the current layout of the map, that wasn't going to happen, but I was trying to prepare for the following turns.
Winter Korps turn 1.
So first things first, we'll cover apparitions, reactions. Okay, warjacks power up. Borisyuk will activate. He's gonna cast snipe on himself. So when I snipe myself, I get +3 range. So my gun is now range 16. He's gonna move here. He's gonna shoot grievous wounds on this guy. So that's 5 plus hit, other 10, 14, so -4. Weapon Master, he dies. So my second shot, I will shoot to this guy, the command attachment. I will boost it with grievous wounds. That's a hit. -3. So power 10, Weapon Master, -3. I'm gonna boost the damage.
That is dead.
So I'm gonna reposition. Okay, here we go. Here reposition here. Dive will run there.
Okay.
The Great Bear will run here. Winter Officer will come here, give Desperate Days to the Shock Trooper Gunners. So the Shock Trooper Gunners start off at 7. Okay, so they go there. Number 3 will shoot number 4. By right is 6 to defense the team. I need a 7 plus. So first shot is a miss. Second shot, I'll shoot the same guy. That's a hit. I pick up words with it. Number 2 will shoot to number 5. Again is 7 plus to hit. That's a hit. Pick up out with the team. Okay. They're gonna reposition. This guy is gonna reposition 2-inch forward. The sniper team. Okay. Now they're gonna reposition. Khador. Mechanic. Arcanist. Okay. I'm done.
Dusk turn 2.
So top of my turn 2, I just Apparition Spectre and Hazaroth 2 inches forward. But man, Tekanan's previous turn was absolutely devastating for me. I lost almost the entire Blade Masters. I did not think they would be able to reach that far, and like I mentioned before, I forgot or I didn't know that to grant them stealth, I needed to do a star action. So that was an entire waste of like 5 points, 6 points, a 6-point unit plus the 1-point attachment. So that was terrible on my part. And I was thinking that Hazaroth could actually revive them with his ability, but again, I missed that it had to be undead and Blade Masters are soulless. So for my turn, actual start, Hazaroth gains 7 focus and both jacks power up to 1. I believe I activate Hazaroth and keep him there to try and avoid getting sniped to hell. And I just cast Escort and Shadowmancer if I remember correct. So I continue with the rest of my turn. I advance Israfil and try to spray his Shock Trooper Gunners. I'm trying to find an angle wherein I can get 2 at most, and I think I only managed to get 1. I make the attack roll, I hit and roll for damage, and sadly I don't roll enough to get rid of the first Shock Trooper Gunner. I don't deal enough damage, it survives week 1 and Israfil's activation ends. I then activate Spectre and advance it 8 inches forward or 6 inches forward. And I think the only option I had was to take the spray at the Winter Corps sniper right in front of the 40mm flag. And luckily, I do manage to hit and get rid of it, but that's not really a good use of a 10-point model. So after I kill it, I end its activation and move on to the next unit. I then activate Valys, advance her right next to the cache, but I did not pre-measure. I did not expect that I'd have to use her restoration ability to try and revive one of the Blade Masters. Sadly, she's out of range and she just ends her turn there. I then activate the Blade Masters, and at this point, I believe that this was entirely a play mistake. I lost too many guys. I was still thinking of holding on to them, trying to get that flank warjack, so I wanted them to survive. But after a couple of games after this game, I realized that now I could have just ran them towards the shock troopers and blocked their movement or forced Tekanan to, spend resource to get rid of them so that he could utilize more of his dudes. So underutilized Blade Masters end their turn there. So I finally activate the Dreadguard Cavalry, and I realized that I had to spend careful reconnaissance on the Blade Masters to get them behind the woods. So now I essentially shafted myself with the Dreadguards, because what I could have done is use careful reconnaissance and run them, get one guy on the rubble, and then teleport the rest of the squad to try and jam up Tekanan's lines so he could not expand to this area of the map. He would have to spend more resources to swing at the Dreadguard Cavalry in the next turn. But here I was, playing too safe instead and placed them behind the rubble, which doesn't actually give them any protection aside from being out of range from both of his warjacks. Looking at this game now after a couple of weeks during editing, I realized I could have just advanced one of the guys 8, teleport the other 2 10, and then repoed 3 to get better movement lines rather than what we see currently in this battle report.
Winter Core, turn 2.
Borisyuk goes to 5. Okay, I'm not allocating anything. I'm going to upkeep Snipe, so that's 5.
Okay.
Well, comparison. Not sure if it matters. Sniper team will move here. I'll place their. Yeah, okay. So Sniper team move there. Here. So 1, 2, 3. The 2 sniper teams will shoot late masters. The sniper. This one will shoot number 2.
Okay.
Red 6 to defense 30. I need a 7+.
Okay. That's it.
Hit. So take 1 damage to number 2, dies. Number 2 will shoot to number 3. 7+, hits and dies. Reposition 3. So the dog will reposition here. This guy will reposition 3 over here. This guy's want to activate first. We'll go here. Power the Great Bear twice. And the Dire Wolf once. Mechanic will go back over here. And overdrive the Great Bear. Activate +2 speed. This guy will give combat coordination to Borisyuk. And he will run for 11. Because combat coordination is a battle plan, so you can actually do it anytime. So he will run for 11. Yeah. Okay. Since I'm out of 1, that's fine. Volkova first. She's gonna move and cast Guidance on Borisyuk because I can't see through stealth. Guidance is range 6. So I have to keep in 6 of Borisyuk. Okay, let's go through. So I give Guidance. So Borisyuk now has Guidance. So Borisyuk will move. I will lucky penny Borisyuk. So he's up to 6 focus. I will move up here. It's more than enough movement to get there. So I'm fine. Okay. I will shoot my flare shot and boosting to hit onto Introfield. F12. You are target of my dog. So I'm effectively red 10. So 3+ to hit. Flare shot hit. I'm going to boost damage. Power 10. Armor 19. So -9. 4 dice -9. 12 on 2. So the flare is now flared. So we use stealth. And you get -2 defense. So you're very easy to hit now. I'm going to use my support shot to critical armor piercing. I will boost to hit because I want to crit you. I will reroll that from combat coordination because I want to crit you. I still don't crit. Yep, it's still a hit. So power 10 -9 Weapon Master. I will boost the damage. So -9 3 to 3. Reposition 3. Stays there. Short trooper gunners. Technically I can just go here. Yeah, I can go here. That's fine. 5, 6. Oh yeah, that's so much better. Okay, I'm going to do that. That's what the 8 life one. It is the 8 life one. Okay, great. Okay, I'm going to go here. I'm going to spray yeah, I can only shoot it for anyway because it's engaging me. Death it's effectively 8, I think. But movement's out, so it's 5. So 3+ hit. Short trooper gunner number 3 will double barrel 3+ to hit. That's a hit. Power 17 to armor 9, 5 to 1. Number 2 will do the same. He's going to spray 3+ to hit, -2, 5 to 5. And number 1 will do the same, 3+ to hit. It's a hit, -2.
That's dead.
Oh, I don't want to get. I don't want to be within Hazaroth's charge range. Oh, so that's fine. I think I can go here because you don't have the line of sight. I can go here too. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Direwolf will go first. So it's going to shoot the cavalry. My red is only a 4, but because you're an infantry model, I get to have boosted attack rolls. So red 4 against defense 13. So I need a 9+. So 3 dice. D3 +1 my ROF. So let's see how many shots. 4 shots. So I'm going to mark that with the souls. First shot into cat number 3. Boosted 9+ to hit to 7 -5. I'm going to boost the damage. 5 to 2. Okay. Second shot miss. Third shot 9+ to hit. It's a hit. Boost damage. -5. 3 damage. I think the barrel just run. Okay. I am done. So I get 1 point from here.
Dusk, turn 3.
So my turn 3 begins, and again, this is absolutely terrible for me. I lost both the last two Soulless Blade Masters and Israfil, and I lost one of the Dreadguard Cavalry. I have very few forces to actually try and win this, but I hope I could be able to claw back. I don't think so at this stage, but I try my best. So I just Apparition Hazaroth advances 2 inches and I begin my turn. So I upkeep Escort to try and give Spectre a bit more survivability. And I start with Valys, and because she has Pathfinder, I decide to run her over onto the 15 mil objective that the Canaan is claiming and hopefully contest it. And I believe I do because it is an 11-inch run. So that gives me a little bit more leeway in terms of scenario. I then activate Hazaroth. I don't recast Shadowmancer. At this point, stealth doesn't really help much, and the only viable targets I have don't have a lot of armor for the arm debuff to matter. So I declare a charge targeting the dog attachment on the Winter Guard snipers, and I do manage to reach it. Once I find my ideal placement, I cast Ghost Walk on Spectre so that he can charge over the wall targeting the Direwolf. So I then resolve my charge attack against the dog, and I believe I rolled super low, like a 3, missing his first attack entirely. So I was hoping to be able to destroy that wolf, overtake, and then try to destroy the Winter Guard officer. But because I whiffed and I already spent like 2 focus for Ghost Walk, I was left with 4. I had to buy an attack. I am able to get rid of the wolf then, and then overtake, buy another attack, and get rid of the Winter Corps officer, leaving me with 1 focus at the end of Hazaroth's activation. I do make one last movement thanks to overtake to try and secure that 50 mil objective for myself. And activate Spectre and declare a charge on the Direwolf, and thanks to Escort and Ghostly, I'm able to reach right behind it. I make all of my attacks, and that includes the Gunfighter, his prey weapon, and I don't do enough damage to cripple it aside from its head. And that's pretty much what Spectre did for this game. He is doing a good job locking down that Direwolf for now. I don't know, or at least at this point, I did not know any possible movement tricks that the Canaan could use to move the Direwolf out of engagement. Lastly, I activate the Dreadguard Cavalry. Because they are unstoppable, I do manage to advance 8, make their attacks, and get rid of the Winter Corps snipers completely. And then finally, they just repo 3 inches into the 40 mil objective, securing that flank entirely. But again, my outlook on this entire game is I already messed up just with list building.
I'm going to start my turn now. Full states is D3 plus 1 damage. 3 plus 1, so I heal for 2. So I will take the 8 and the Cortex. That's alright, okay. I'm going to keep Snipe. I'm not going to allocate any focus. Arcanist will move here, and they will empower the Direwolf twice, and empower the Great Bear once. Mechanic, move here. Winter Call Officer here, and battle plan combat coordination to Borisyuk. Borisyuk will move and feet. My feat says that when I kill something, when a model in my battle group kills something, another model in my battle group can move 2 inches and make a range attack. And the range attack, because the feat gives all range attack in my battle group boosted, so that it's also a boosted range attack. I'm going to shoot Dreadguard number 2.
grievous wounds. So my red is a 8 to your defense 30. I need a 5 plus. My thing is my attacks are all boosted, my range attacks. So I will shoot for 3 dice, 5 plus to hit. That's a hit. So this is grievous wounded. I'm 17, my power is at 10. I'll boost the damage. Minus 7. So 4 dice, minus 7. I killed something, so something gets to move 2 inches. I'll move out and I will shoot the Dreadguard Cavalry. Red 4 to defense 30, I need a 9 plus. It's already auto boosted anyway because of Holy Fire. It's a hit. Power 12 to the armor 17 minus 5. Okay, so now it's still Borisyuk's turn. He's going to take his second RF shot into the Dreadguard Cavalry. He's again going to take a grievous wound shot. My attack is auto boosted from the fleet. I need 8 to 13 is a 5 plus. That's a hit. Boost damage. Then armor 17 minus 7. This one. So he moves there. He's going to take a shot into Hazaroth. It's done. First done. Red is 5, so I need a 9 plus. Oh, just hit. Power 15 minus 2.
I have to spend the focus to minus 5.
So Borisyuk will reposition 3. So first things first. So number 2 and 3 will double barrel into Hazaroth. The red 6 to defense 14, I need a 8 plus. 6 to 14, just 8 plus. So number 3, I will double barrel. First one, it's power 17, 7 damage. Number 2, I will double barrel again. Miss. Number 1 will capture the cash. I'll just reposition 3. Reposition 2, sorry. This guy can go here. This guy can go here. This guy can go here. Okay, so can I still charge? Yes, I can. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, correct. But I'll just go for it. Mat 6 to defense 14. I'll boost to hit.
Yes.
That's a hit. No crit. Power 19 plus 2 damage. Unlike left. I'll just shoot my dozer 5. If I feel not red 1 because I don't have a pistol. So red 1 to defense 14. I need a 13.
13, okay.
So 13 plus first shot. Second shot, miss. Okay, so I will buy 1 attack. I need a 8 plus to hit. Oh, miss. I will forfeit my combat number to aim and shoot the Hazaroth. So 3 shots. Red is 6 plus. So first shot, miss. Second shot, miss. Third shot, oh, miss. Oh, miss. I get 1 point more.
Dusk, turn 4.
So this is the last turn of the game. I'm not gonna bother adding all the special effects. You could probably clearly see how the outlook is looking. So at this point, I did not score. Oh, no, I only scored 1 point last turn, and Takanen did not score because I had to contest with Kallys. But at this stage, the only way I could win was to go for an assassination run. However, my apparitions did not give me enough movement to try and find a window to do so. Borisyuk had been placed extremely far away from any of my guys that even with escort, Spectre would not be able to reach Borisyuk. So I could have actually gained 1 more turn here had I not been stupid. You will see at one point in this video that I moved Kallys out of the 50 mil contesting range, and I completely forgot that she could have delayed 1 more point, because if I did manage to get rid of everybody here, I would still gain 1 point. But I believe I tried risking swinging at the Arcanist, but that wasn't gonna happen. So even if I did try to buy 1 more turn, there had to be a lot of things going right, because Hazaroth does not contest. So in this case, in order to actually get 1 more turn, I needed to get rid of both the Great Bear and all of the Shock Trooper Gunners, with Kallys being able to contest the 50 mil. But at this stage, like I said, I did not have windows to do everything. I did try my best. I killed off, I think, 2 of the Winter Guard. My Hazaroth was pillow fisting everything throughout the last 2 rounds. Had I done that, at least Takanen wouldn't have scored. But like I said, my major mistake here was pulling Kallys out of the contesting range. So even like it was a lot of RNG at this stage. I was also down to 1, so getting one more turn here might not have been the best option because, like I said, 1 life, 2 points to win. Like if whatever happens, the Kanan scores 1 point in this turn because of Bayless. So all bad plays throughout this game. I didn't even get an honor victory by killing his direwolf. So yeah, very good game, Kanan. Congratulations on your win. I hope you win the event or at least place high enough. And thank you for a lot of the advice that you have given me after this game if you decide to watch this. If you like what you saw, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, kick ass with honor, game with glory, and progress, not perfection. We're out. Bye-bye.